learn and preserve knowledge. One question becomes increasingly important. What happens to classical literature in the digital age? As ancient texts move from fragile paper to glowing screens, we begin a new journey, exploring how tradition survives, transforms, and connects with the future.
As we reach the end of this podcast, let's think about one final question. How can we make sure technology helps control growth instead of control loss? First, we should use digital tools wisely. Technology should make lecture easier to reach, not replace it completely. Second, teachers and students can create new ways to enjoy classical texts, such as podcasts, videos, or creative projects. This helps keep the stories alive. Finally, we must remember that humans are the most important part of culture. Technology is only a tool. People decide whether lecture will continue to be meaningful. In the end, classical lecture still matters. It teaches us who we are, where we come from, and how humans have taught across history. If we combine old knowledge with new technology, we can keep classical lecture alive in the digital age.
Classical literature has always played an important role in human culture. Stories like Journey to the West or the Odyssey teach us about emotions, history, and human value. Classical work was created slowly, with deep thought and rich language. But today, the world is changing fast. Digital culture is becoming stronger every year. People prefer short videos, fast information, online summaries, and AI-generated content. These new tools make literature easy to access. However, many readers no longer experience the full beauty of the original text. So we face a challenge. Can classical literature survive when people prefer fast and simple content? Or will digital tools help more people discover these old stories? This is the background for our discussion.
Hello everyone and welcome to our podcast. Today our group will talk about a topic that many students and teachers are thinking about. Is classical literature losing its value in the digital age, or is it being transformed into something new? In our modern world, technology has changed how we read, how we learn, and how we understand culture. Many people no longer read long books. Instead, they watch short videos, read summaries, or listen to quick explanations online. So the big question is, does technology help people get closer to literature, or does it make us forget the true meaning of classic works? In this episode, each of us will explore one part of this topic. We hope this discussion helps you think about the relationship between old literature and new digital culture.
Hello everyone, today I will talk about whether modern technology weakens classical literature. This is an important question because our reading habits are changing quickly in the digital age. So classical literature requires slow reading and deep thinking. Readers need to understand the author's language and use their imagination. These qualities help us truly feel the meaning inside classical stories. And digital culture encourages. But the digital culture encourages very different habits. People scroll quickly, focus for shorter times, and prefer simple summaries or visual shortcuts. This makes it harder to appreciate long and complex classic texts. Because of these habits, many people choose a 1-minute video instead of reading a long classic book. When this happens, they lose the deeper ideas, emotions, and beauty that only the original text can give. So yes, technology can weaken classical literature by changing how people read. However, this is only one part of the issue, and later we will also discuss the positive side of digital culture. Thank you.
The second question is interesting. Does digital culture increase the distance between people and classical literature? Or does it create new forms of creativity? In some ways, digital culture creates distance. People may feel that classical texts are too long, too slow, or too difficult. They prefer fast entertainment. However, digital platforms also create new creative ways to enjoy literature, such as audiobooks, online discussion forums, animated summaries, interactive apps, and fan-made video and art. Many young people discover classical stories for the first time through these digital forms. For example, a student may watch a short animation about Greek mythology and then feel curious to read a new story. So digital culture can be both a problem and an opportunity. It depends on how we use it.